Just a quick recap of what we've talked about a little bit in our prior videos. My experience has been that photography business is a crowded space in a lot of categories, and there's a real challenge in differentiating yourself. Trying to compete on price becomes a race to the bottom if you're just offering digital photography and you don't have a means to really separate yourself from the many competitors you're going to run into. What we've done with Photography Profits is we've taken our photography business and we've combined it with print-on-demand products to really dramatically increase our profits. The way we've done that is we go to specific events. In our case, it's motocross races, but in your case, it may be just about any type of event, sporting or hobby, that people would want pictures taken at. So what we do is we offer a photo package where we take multiple shots of the rider at these motocross races, and then we included with their photo package is a personalized t-shirt, poster, or other merchandise that we offer. And that merchandise is made with a photo that they choose from their photo package. So it makes it a very unique offering. We have yet to run into a single competitor offering a similar product. And in fact, we've had multiple photographers at these events engage with us and buy packages for their kids because they frankly weren't able to provide these sort of services themselves. So in the last year and a half, we've really developed a platform that makes it easy for our customers to view and download their digital prints, or they can order prints online. Our platform connects to a variety of print-on-demand products directly from the photography library, so people can see some of the options for their merchandise right when they're viewing their photos, making it easy for them to order. It integrates with multiple print-on-demand vendors and offerings. We've come up with a system that enables us to quickly convert the photos that we take into finished print-on-design products, and we will show you how we do that. We use design templates to quickly replicate the designs from one rider to the next and personalize them. Our platform makes it really easy to manage different price points, methods of payment, and fulfillment options. And it minimizes capital investment because we don't have any printers. We have no equipment for making t-shirts or posters or any of these things. We have no employees dedicated to those tasks. We have no inventory for those items. So we use proven workflows with these remote platforms, to maximize our efficiency. And as a member of our Photography Profits, we provide ongoing training and sharing of best practices. If you want to implement this strategy yourself, we have a page set up at photographyprofits.net/resources, which lists all of our print-on-demand vendors, our primary premium paid plugins that we utilize, some of the desktop tools that we utilize, like Photoshop as an example, and other free plugins that we utilize. So that's all listed up at photographyprofits.net/resources that you can freely find those and implement them yourselves if you wish. At the top of the list is the print-on-demand suppliers. There's two that we've primarily used, and each has their advantages. One's Printful, the other's Printify. There's pros and cons to both. The biggest thing that they share that's critical is that they have an API that allows for their products to be connected directly to your online store. And so what that means is that when we finish a design with either of these vendors, it can automatically be uploaded to our online store and made available to our customers. They can place an order on our store, and that order is quickly transmitted to our partners so that they can take over the fulfillment and sending tracking emails, etc., to our customer to keep them informed on the progress of their order. The other thing you need is hosting to host your site on. We use Namecheap. They have a shared package that offers 50 gigabytes of storage that is quite adequate to get started. I used this very package for a good six months or more as I got started before we migrated to a larger server with a bit more storage. Imagely is the provider of the plugin and themes that provides the primary photography features, such as viewing your photo albums, ordering prints, downloading the digital images, etc. A lot of that capabilities in the Imagely plugin. It's a premium plugin that you're going to pay a yearly subscription to utilize. We also utilize Gravity Forms for some of our order processing in advance for people to commit to a photo package ahead of time. We've utilized Gravity Forms. So it's another premium plugin that we utilize on our sites. We also utilize WP Rocket, which is a server cache software that basically improves the performance of your website by locally or caching popular files at the server side, so it's quicker for the server to respond. So the Photography Profits platform is really that marriage of photography and print on demand, and it's what fuels this 100K or better business that I probably mentioned in the ad that got you into this series of training videos. So let's talk about why we can say that you can build a $100,000 business doing this. Mac Lackey here is a serial entrepreneur that has sold multiple companies and has a course on how to exit from your company at the best value. He shows some various ways to calculate the value of your enterprise, and basically it's a multiple of the profits that the company generates is the most likely metric used. Another way that people look at is the revenue, a multiple on revenue. But the multiple on earnings, and it's called EBITDA, and that's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, or amortization. For a small business that has little debt, few big assets and things, there's really no interest, depreciation, or amortization to consider. So it's really your earnings before taxes. And what the multiples that he says are normal is a 5 multiplier is a conservative number. A 7.5 is what he would call a middle of the road multiplier. And a 10 is a more aggressive multiplier for calculating the value of your business. Another site called businesstown.com has some similar suggestions for calculating the value of your business, and they basically say an established business in a good marketing position will go for a 5 to 7 times current profits. So in a similar range to the other ones. So we think those are fairly well established numbers. So what's it really mean to have a 6-figure business or a business valued at $100,000? Well, at the conservative end of things, at a 5 times multiple, to reach $100,000 in value, you'd need to have $20,000 in earnings. At a higher multiple, a 10 times multiple, you would only need to have $10,000 in earnings to achieve that same $100,000 valuation. So, therefore, a business that is worth to build a business that's worth $100,000, we're going to need to achieve annual earnings of $10,000 to $20,000. As you may have heard in my initial video, since implementing this strategy, I've never had a weekend that I've earned less than $1,000, and we've had some that were upwards of $5,000. So hitting a $10,000 to $20,000 annual income is extremely achievable. We're kind of using a franchise model for Photography Profits in that we're providing you with proven systems and methods that we've used to build the exact same sort of business that you want to build. We've developed templates, training, and guidelines, and we're going to provide ongoing training and ongoing support. The big difference is we charge no royalties, so you're not going to pay us anything beyond what we're going to offer to help you set up your platform if you want our help. So let's compare that to, say, investing in a Subway franchise. If you wanted to open a Subway restaurant, you would pay, according to Google here, you would pay Subway a franchise fee of $15,000 up front. And then you would need another $116,000 to $263,000 to build the restaurant and everything else needed to start your business. They say here that the average Subway generates $417,000 in sales annually, compared to a McDonald's, which does $2.7 million. But ultimately, the average Subway owner makes approximately $35,000 from his investment. So they've got a 6-figure investment that they're risking in order to have a business that generates $35,000 a year for them. I would submit to you that Photography Profits could generate the same sort of profits for you with a fraction of the investment and thus significantly less risk. So what we're doing is we've provided you the list of plugins and services you're going to need if you want to set up a site like ours yourself. If you want us to do it for you and provide you the training, we would provide all the training of how you set up your albums and your workflows, how you do your masking, and that's cropping the image out of your photo in order to place it into your design templates, how you do your product pricing, fulfillment, all of that. We're going to teach you everything on how you do those things. That's a $995,000 value by itself. $995 value by itself. We're going to give you ongoing support through a private Facebook group. This is going to enable us to continue to update as we find new methods to monetize. We're continuing to test different sales funnels and upsells and new products. And so our partners that are involved in Photography Profits with us will be in an exclusive Facebook group to share those ideas. We value that at $69 a month, so that's another $828 value. The print-on design templates that we've developed in the last year and a half, we're going to give you. Also some of the templates we use for our ads at the events to get people to sign up. We value that at a $295 value. We're going to secure your domain name and SSL certificate so that we can set up your site and have you're able to do secured transactions on your e-commerce site. We're going to provide you with 12 months of web hosting on with 100 gigabytes of storage. That's double the storage offered by the package we showed you earlier from Namecheap. We're going to include the 4 premium paid plugins we talked about earlier and install and configure them for you on your website. That's a $682 value. We're going to include our proprietary search plugin, which enables you to tag your photos, for instance, in our case, with the bike number, and for your customers to be able to quickly search through all your libraries and find their relevant photos. It also enables you to do email campaigns and send to your potential customers just the photos that are associated with their name or number from the event that you've provided photography at. There's then an additional 11 free plugins that we install and configure on your server for everything from Google Analytics, so you can see how many people are visiting your site, to Facebook Pixel, so that you can do paid advertising if you want. We, to date, have done no paid advertising for our MotoPix site. We've been able to generate all of our sales on site at the events, or with some Facebook posts to group events, like to the race promoters, etc., have shared in some cases that we're going to be at their events to help generate some publicity. We'll show you how we do that. So that's a $3,694 value. And when I say value, that's really the cost of the individual pieces. We've already covered that this enterprise, if done right, could be worth upwards of $100,000 to you. So the value to you could be many multiples of this. And for the first 5 people that sign up, we're only making 5 spots available. It's $14.95 per sign up, and that includes all the training, the year subscription, your hosting, your name, your domain name, your SSL certificates, everything it's going to take to get you up and running, except your camera and Photoshop and the JPEG Mini plugin that you might want to purchase to compress your images. But everything else is set up and configured for you. You'll also need to have either a PayPal or Stripe account in order to accept online payments. But we can have you up and running within days of signing up, and you can be earning revenues on this in a weekend very shortly, right after the first year, ready to go out and start producing. We do have one exciting bonus. Imagine if your bank called and told you that they were shutting down your account. Most businesses, that would put you out of business. Chase did that a couple years ago. We're shutting down accounts of conservative activists that they didn't like. What if I told you we have a way that you could accept online payments without a bank, without any third-party processor, without the risk of your bank or said processor withholding funds? PayPal and Stripe have been known to withhold a business's revenues for months when they have been concerned about fraud. So with this payment method, you have immediate access to the funds. There's no risk of fraud. There's no fees, and there's no risk of any chargebacks. And what am I talking about? Well, it's the ability to accept Bitcoin payments on your photography site. We're in the process of setting up our own BTC Pay server for just our members to be able to utilize. What that does is it will provide through a WooCommerce plugin the option at checkout to choose to pay with Bitcoin as opposed to with PayPal or your a credit card. This is becoming a more and more popular option as Bitcoin, grows in popularity. And we're implementing this just frankly as an insurance policy. I want to have other options to accept payments should we have any problems with bank or credit card processor at any point in the future. So going back through the stack of items you're going to get if you become a Photography Profits member, and we're going to give you the training that we talked about for a $995 value. We're going to make you a exclusive member of a private Facebook group so that you can exchange ideas with me and my team. We're going to give you the design templates that we use. We're going to set up your domain name and your SSL certificate. We're going to provide you with hosting for your website for a full year with 100 gigabytes of storage. We're going to install 4 premium plugins that provide much of the capabilities that we've talked about. We're also going to install our proprietary search plugin that allows you to use short tags like bike numbers, etc., to tag your photos and make it easy for customers to find them with those tags, or to send them a URL that will bring up just their photos from your entire gallery of photos. We're going to install 11 free plugins and configure them for you, as we talked about. Those are things like Google Analytics and your Facebook Pixel and many others that are listed on that resources page that we talked about earlier. We're going to include the bonus, which is the ability to accept Bitcoin payments directly with no middleman whatsoever. We value that at $129 a month. Frankly, it could be worth much more than that to you, depending on the amount of business you conduct through this. Imagine you're paying 2 to 3% in just credit card processing fees alone. So that can be a very valuable bonus and a incredibly valuable insurance policy as an alternative means to conduct business. We're going to give you a complete 30-day money-back guarantee. So if within the first 30 days we don't have you set up and you're not making money and you're not happy with what we've provided for you, then you will be entitled to a complete a refund from us. So if you add the bonus in there, that brings the total value up to $5,242.96. But as we talked about before, that's only going to cost you $14.95. And we are only making 5 spots available. So if you're interested in this, I'd suggest you take action. 5 spots are gone. This offer will go away. We do plan on offering more spots in the future at some point, but we expect the price point for the full turnkey package like we're offering to be double what you're being offered here today. So if you are ready to act and launch your own $100,000 Photography Profits business, then book an appointment with me right now to do a Zoom consultation so we can see if this is a good fit for both of us. If it is, we can proceed to get you up and going before the year is over, which is now only a few weeks away. So I hope that I've explained this well. I hope that we will meet in a consultation soon, and I hope we can help you grow your business as we've grown ours. Thank you very much.